Hey guys, we're back. This time we're taking a look at the Isle of Cats expansion, Kittens and Beasts. This one adds a bunch of new things to your Isle of Cats games, including the two named things, Kittens and Beasts, which are going to add new mechanics to the game, new ways to play, and best of all, it's all modular so you can mix and match whatever you want to add more to your games, to make them a little bit more complex or add a little bit more to them. That said, we're going to get right in here and take a look. So first off here we have our new rulebook, and I think this is thicker than the original rulebook, or right up there with it. There's a little cheat guide on here for family rules. How to use the Kittens module before your first game. And then the Beast module setup. Then we have our whole rulebook here. That goes over our components lists on the front. The various different modules that are in here. So you have your Kittens module, the Beast module, and the Events module. And they even listed them out for you as in complexity. Here's easy, medium, and hard. There's a section on how to combine them. The new lessons that come with the game. And then you have your rules for kittens, how to set them up, how to play through that. The Beast section, again, how to set that up and play through using the Beasts. And then the events and how to use those. Nice that they broke everything up that way, which I think is pretty cool. And they did a good job of splitting it all up. There's an FAQ section in here, a description of the various event tiles in the back, because they are done with just symbolism. This describes out what each of them is, so you're not confused. And that goes on to the back page as well. So in the box here, we're going to slide this up to the side, make some room. We've got our points tokens. And these are going to use to keep track of bonus points that you get. They're all 5-point tokens. We have a handful of new cards here. These are broken up in a couple different piles. First off, we have 7 new family cards. They have the family logo on them. And these are, I think, a new lesson set for your family games. Then we have some standard lesson cards here. These are lessons I believe that is. I or a lowercase l. And you get a whole new set of lesson cards for the standard game. They gave these cool bags to use for everything in here. So the first one here we have is the event bag. And in that are our event tokens. And these are, like I showed in the back of the book there. These are going to come up and have various things on them. You're going to have to look up what they mean because it's all done through symbols. I will admit I have not played with the events yet, but that is a separate module in the back of the book that tells you how to play those. So not going to be much help when it comes to that one. From what I've seen, some of those add new rules to the game. Some of those will give you bonus points, and some of them have like a penalty on them. How they come out, how they play, I'm not positive on. You're going to have to look that up for yourself, unfortunately. Next one we have here is the green bag, and this is going to be our kittens. There's a bunch of these in here. Try to do this without dumping them all over. And the kittens are basically smaller versions of the cats, you know, like kittens are. There's even these little one-tile ones, which are hysterically cute. All of them are cute, though. And these are going to get their own board that's done below the normal board that you're playing the game with. The kitten board has a certain amount of those. I believe there's 4 of those at random on there. And then during the normal rescue phase, you're going to have your choice to rescue the cats that are out in the fields or the kittens that are on the board. The big difference is that you can fit 2 kittens into one basket instead of 1 cat. And the way they work with that is it still takes 1 basket, but the first kitten you rescue takes 2 fish. The second one takes 3 fish for a total of 5 if you want to get 2 kittens in 1 basket. The major difference on those is that the kittens on the board are refilled immediately after somebody captures some instead of waiting till the next time the fields are loaded. Also, unlike the cats, the kittens do not run away at the end of the day and get refilled. They stay and play until there are no more kittens in the bag, which can happen and does. And in that case, no more come out once the bags are empty. Next up, we have the big red bag, and this is going to be our beasts. There's a bunch of these. I don't think I can hold them all in my hand, so we're going to dump that out. And the beasts are larger tokens of all sorts of creatures. And you can see on here, they have different colored cat icons on the various sides of them. There's a ton of these of all different kinds. We got a spider there. There's like a dragon drake type thing. There's a scorpion. I'm not even sure what that is. A little bear type thing. Some kind of lizard. All sorts of cool stuff here. And there's more as we go. Turtles. And these differ slightly from the rest of things is that they're only going to appear during the first turn. And based on how many players there are in a game, there's going to be a set amount of them. Basically, they're going to occupy the right field at the beginning of the game. And they're going to work just like rescuing a cat, except they're on the 5 field, so you're going to have to pay the 5 fish to rescue a beast. You rescue a beast token that's out there. You have to place them on your ship. They do not get the bonus if they cover any of the treasure maps on your ship. They can still cover those, you're just not going to get the treasure for it. And then these different colored cat icons on here are friends. And as long as one of that color cat is touching this edge that has the cat on it, so in this case it would be this one here, this one here, this one here. If you can match a cat to that color, has to be a family, so you need to get at least 3 others of those together, but one of them has to be touching on the correct side of the correct color. They become friends. You put a little token on there bridging the creature with the token, or with the cat, and they become a friend. At the end, you get 5 extra points for each of those friendships that you've created throughout the course of your game. And that's pretty much all there is to the beasts. They're a pretty cool thing, but they're very quick and easy. On to the rest of the components here. Kind of did these out of order, but we also have 1-point tokens. These are just like the 5-pointers, but they're only 1s. They were buried under everything, so I'm kind of doing it as I dig them out of the box here. We got a whole stack of these semi-permanent basket tokens, they call them. And there's different things in this that pertain to those. You'll be told when to use those. And we have our beast tokens. These are the tokens that you're going to put between the various beasts, like I said, between them and the cat families that they become attached to. And these are replaced by the larger tokens if you have them from the promo or Kickstarter pack that have the screen printed details on them. But again, these are really cool detailed wooden meeples of all the different types of creatures. And then we have a bag of rat tokens. These come into play with the Royal Rats thing that pops up on the event tokens. And there's a couple different shapes of them, sitting, standing. So, rat meeples. Kind of entertaining. And finally here we have our kitten board. And this is for the family version of the game on that side. This is for the standard version on this side. You can see here the first kitten that you pick up is going to be worth 2. The second kitten is going to be, or if you get 2 kittens, it's going to be 5. So it's 2 and 3, but I don't know why they did it that way. But yeah, it's 2 for the first, 5 if you get 2. And then your kittens immediately refill on there, like I was saying. Let's go over there with the kittens. And then finally, you get another pad of scoring. And I don't know about other people, but I personally found the scoring cards to be very helpful when playing the game, because you write down each little thing one at a time for each person. Makes it much easier to total up at the end, especially if you're playing with younger kids. You can help them do the math even. And it's a much simpler way to total everything up. That is everything in the box there. Of course, I put the books off to the side here, so we have our book and our little insert there. That is a look at everything that comes in the Isle of Cats, Kittens, and Beasts expansion. As I said, I love the fact that it's modular, that you can mix and match and add what you want. Again, I still haven't used the event token, so I need to try that one out and see what that has to offer. But the kittens are really simple, really easy to add. They add just that little extra flavor. You have this little board below your normal board, and you're going to be picking them up 2 for a basket instead of 1 like the normal cats. Then you have your beasts, and the beasts have a little bit more to them in the way of the family thing and matching up the kitten families to touch the edges of the beast in order to gain that bonus. So that adds a little bit more complexity to it, but it is not anything overly difficult to catch on to. And you get the little bonus points for them. They also take up pretty large amounts of your ship. These are bigger than any of the cats, which is kind of neat too. And that helps you fill in your boats more. So that's a cool one too. The wooden meeples obviously are a very cool addition. I'm all for wooden meeples. I've been on a kick of those lately. And then the other various things you can add in, some more family cards for your family game, and a handful of new lessons for your standard games. Overall, it's a nice little package. Doesn't add a ton of complexity to the game, but the fact that you can mix and match. You can play a game with the beasts and then, play a normal game next time. Throw the kittens in one game, go back. That modular nature allows you to just mix and match and add whatever you want into there to give your game that little extra if you feel like doing something a little extra, or they're really easy to pull back out if you're playing with new players or younger players and you don't want all that extra steps in there. Definitely a really cool expansion to the game. I really don't have any major complaints about it, to be honest. Everything seems to fit together pretty well. I think if I had to say one thing, having to put the tokens on there, and they're more of a reminder than anything else, but to put these over to bridge between the beasts and the family of cats that match the colors. It's a reminder token to remember to add those points at the end, but that's kind of a little fiddly, but it's not that big of a deal. You can just as easily skip that part if you want, as long as you make sure you look for those at the end so you're not skipping yourself out of points. In the end, though, it is definitely something I'm glad I picked up. We seem to really enjoy Isle of Cats, and it's been one of our more played games for the family. And my family's even older, too. I say that like I have little kids, but my youngest is in his 20s now. So it's, but it's still a really fun game, and we enjoy playing it, and adding these extra things to it. It's just going to make it that much more interesting and that much more fun. And like I said, the fact that we don't have to use them every time, we can easily pull them out and just not use certain aspects if we want. And that's another thing that makes the game really great, in my opinion. The fact that everything can fit into the base game box, too, is another big one. You don't actually have to keep on to this expansion box, or if you're like me, I keep all the boxes anyway, but I still like having everything in one big box to get it to the table. It makes it easier. And so far, I've managed to get everything into the base game box, and I'm happy to say that so far I believe I've gotten everything that's out for the game. I want to say in there. It is a very tight fit, and I'm probably going to make myself a nice 3D printed insert to make it a little better. but it does get tight, but everything will fit in there, especially if you only have the base game. In this, there's no problem getting everything in there. It's the boats expansion that makes it a little harder because those 6 extra player boards take up a lot of space. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for our look at Kittens and Beasts, the expansion for Isle of Cats. Overall, I like pretty much everything about this expansion that I have experienced so far. I need to get in and play the event things. Put a comment down below if you played the event things, and you can give me your opinions on those. And maybe I'll post down there once I've gotten a chance to try it and let you guys know what I think. But anyway, hope this helps you decide if it is something that you would be interested in, if it's something you want to add to your games. Let me know if it helped. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.